Joining us on the program is one of our sponsors, and we're very, very happy to have had Hartzel Marine sponsoring us the last number of weeks and months. Dave Degrave is the big cheese head dude, operator, owner, founder of Hartzel Marine on Ormond Street in Thorold, and he joins us now. Dave, how are you?
Very well, Lee. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much for being here today. You've been in business quite some time, serving this community in the boating world, and I was wondering if you could just give us a little bit of history. Tell us about you and the history of Hartzel Marine. Tell us about yourself.
I started my apprenticeship, a car apprenticeship, right out of high school, and worked at a lot of dealerships over the years. And in 2001, I decided to start my own business, and it was Hartzel Auto on Hartzel Road. After a few years, I had my boat in there, and people kept asking me, "Have you fixed boats?" And which I replied, "No, I wasn't really into it then." But enough people asked me, so I did my research and found out that there was a need in this area for it. There wasn't a lot of boat repair places. So when we moved to Thorold in 2010, I started Hartzel Auto and Marine. And in March of 2020, we became a Legend and Mercury dealership. So I focused the business mostly on the marine repair and sales now. And we still do car repair, but it's mostly the marine stuff was taken over.
Right. So I've got a number of questions for you. I want to ask you this way. How does, now Mercury Marine I've heard of forever. I mean, I remember as a kid tooling around in a small 12-foot aluminum boat with a Mercury motor on the back, et cetera. Where does the Legend boat connection come from? You're Niagara's only authorized Legend boat dealer. Tell us about the Legend relationship.
Legend only puts Mercury motors on their boats, so they kind of go hand in hand.
Oh, okay.
You could buy a Legend boat and put your, Yamaha or whatever you wanted on it, but Legend prefers Mercury. They're kind of married.
Okay, very interesting. Now, as far as your business is concerned, I know you're a big part of the community and have been for some time. What are some of the community relationships and impact that Hartzel has had in Niagara?
Well, for the last 8 years, I've been vice president for the local Chamber of Commerce here in Thorold, which has been great. We've got to meet a lot of people in business and see how their businesses work and operate. So it's nice to be involved in the community. We sponsor some hockey teams, and we're involved with Grand Stoppers, Mobile Closet, also St. Catherine's Game and Fish, and we sponsor salmon derbies and kids fishing derbies. So it's nice to give back. There's nothing better than to see a smile on a kid's face when he catches his first fish.
Yeah, it's something special, and it's something that I mean, I know you're a pretty big dealership. However, in our terminology in Niagara, you're an independent business person. You're an independent business. We still think of this as what we refer to as small business, and that's important to Niagara, and because you're connected and you have a chance to give back, and that's really great. So thank you for the stuff that you do. Now, what kind of, we've got a lot of water in Niagara, and we live in neighborhoods where you drive around and you see a lot of people with all kinds of different boats parked in their driveway, either during the summer waiting to go launch them, or during the winter keeping them out of harm's way, et cetera. What kind of boats and boating, et cetera, are people looking at buying and dealing with in Niagara for the most part?
Yeah, everybody has different boating needs, so to say. Legend, I think, does a good job because the boats they have full down back seats, so you have a platform you can fish off, and then you can, when you're out with the family and the kids, you want to go tubing, you can flip the seats up and you can, get the whole family on board.
Now, you deal not only with Niagara, you deal in other areas as well, like Norfolk and Haldimand, and I mean, you supply boats and boating accessories to a lot of different communities, right?
Yeah, Well, like you said, we got lots of water around us. So we're between Grand River there in Haldeman, and the Niagara River. There's a lot of boating. Boating is really changed over the years. So there's a lot of new boaters, especially through the pandemic. When we couldn't leave and all that, so the outdoor activities became really big.
I was going to ask you about that. Actually, I was going to suggest to you that perhaps the pandemic that we went through maybe saw an increase in people escaping to the water. Did that actually happen here?
Oh yeah. A lot. We encountered a lot of new boaters coming in, guys buying boats there. Well, I think we couldn't travel, we couldn't do anything. And people, not only boats, but just the outdoors, canoes, bicycles, camping, everything. So it brought a lot of people, I think, back to realizing we have a lot of great opportunities right here in Niagara to do all the things you want to do, your outdoor activities.
So what kind of other than out and out sales, what sort of other services and support do you offer Niagara boaters at Hartzel Marine?
We service all makes and models. So we do all repairs. We do trailer repairs. We're basically the one-stop shop for all your boating needs, parts, accessories. Selling fish finders, downriggers. We even have tubes for you want to go tubing with the family. We have everything.
You're sitting in what looks like your parts department. Is that where you are?
Yeah. Sitting in my parts department in a boat.
You're sitting in a boat. What kind of boat have you got? What kind of boat are you in?
18-foot Legend XTR.
Okay. Used primarily for all kinds of recreation?
Yeah, it's a good universal boat. Like I said, with the fold down seats, so the back deck becomes a fishing platform to pull the seats down.
Okay.
And the front platform, so you can put your seat up there and fish off the front. So then when you're out with the family, you just flip the seats up and put in your tubing pole, and away you go tubing with the kids.
So as far as parts are concerned, I guess people, much like car owners, you never know when you're going to need some kind of part for some kind of thing. How do they deal with you when they need a specific part that maybe isn't commonly accessible?
Well, we're a Mercury dealer, so we can get parts right from them. But we also service all makes and models. So we have an aftermarket, so we can get parts for Johnsons and Evinrudes, Hondas. So we service them all, just like my car business was. We serviced all makes and models. So
right.
We want to be your one-stop shop.
And we're in that time where pretty much recreational boating has floated to a stop. You might say, if I'm a new boat owner, how do I make sure that, without spending a fortune, how do I make sure my boat's going to be okay over the winter? What do I do?
So we have different packages. So if you buy a boat from us, we can sell you a 2-year service package. It's not mandatory, but if you're a new boater, you want to take care of it. So from the time you buy it till the time you store it, we do everything we need to bring it back in the fall, and we'll winterize it, shrink wrap, and store it. And right now we're doing, if you buy a new boat, we'll give you that package for 2 years. We'll store your boat, and so there's no worries, and you don't have to worry about, what do I do and how do I do this. So we take care of it all. We walk you through step by step of everything you're going to need, and so you know what to expect. There's no surprises.
You mentioned that term, shrink wrap. I've never been a boat owner. Maybe one day I will be, especially if fuel prices go down a little bit. But I know quite a number of people that have been boat owners their entire lives, and this shrink wrapping, where it's almost like just sucking all the air out, and it's like in Glad wrap. I mean, I've seen it. I've seen what, but how necessary is that? Can I get away without doing that, or is it something that's advisable?
It's advisable because you don't want snow in your boat, and then the more it's weathered, the more things are going to go wrong with it. So when we shrink wrap it, we build a frame and we, cover it in plastic, and then we have a great big heat gun, and it just shrinks the plastic so it's nice and tight, so all the snow and rain and everything falls right off it. And it's tight around it, so no animals can crawl in the wintertime. Like, we've opened up some boats and we've seen raccoons in there, nests and everything. Right?
Yeah.
And that's what you get from just putting a tarp on it. So the shrink wrap is tight to the boat, so no animals can get in there.
And I know that we're going to let you go here in a second, but I know that people always have all kinds of questions, but you're easy to find. HartzelMarine.com, that's still your website address?
Yep.
So, and I'm assuming that, now, maybe I shouldn't assume, but I am assuming that in spite of the fact that we have winter coming, that you're a year-round business. People can talk to you around the calendar?
Yeah. So we save all our major jobs because, like I said, we do everything. If your transom is where your motor attaches at the back of the boat, sometimes they get rotted. So transom repair, floors sometimes get rotted. We do all that. If you need engine rebuilds and stuff like that. So we keep busy 12 months a year.
Do you deal with any classic boats like the old wooden inboards and those great classic shiny old wooden boats? Do you deal with any of those?
No, we don't. We've had a few customers that have them that bring them in for service, but no, the wooden boats are pretty well, got quite the weight tonight now with the fiberglass and aluminum.
Yeah, they're antiques now. They're museum pieces now.
So yeah, there's a groups out there that are just antique boat collectors, but most of those guys are pretty handy themselves because they need to be restored from the ground up. So.
All right. Dave Degrave of Hartzel Marine. Again, thank you for sponsoring the program. It's been great to have you, as we say, on board the program for the last number of weeks. Good luck with the coming winter and your business, and we really appreciate the information. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Lee.